Okay, so the way you find the volume of a sphere is the only dimension you need is the radius. And the way you find the volume is 4 times pi times the radius cubed divided by 3. Or you sometimes might see it as 4/3 pi r cubed. So these are saying the same thing, it's just kind of two different ways of seeing it. So the only thing you end up plugging into your formula is just the radius. All right, so let's look at this first example. The radius is 5 millimeters. So the volume is just going to be 4 times pi times my radius cubed divided by 3. Okay, so since this isn't a problem involving pi, I do want two answers. I want your answers in terms of pi and your approximate answer. So to get your answer in terms of pi, you just multiply all the numbers. Or not multiply all the numbers, but you just ignore pi and just look at the numbers. So this is going to be 4 times 5 to the third power, which is 500. Pi on top divided by 3. And then we're just going to divide 500 divided by 3. You should get 166.67 pi. So there's my exact answer. To get my approximate, we're going to do 166.67 times 3.14. You should get 523.33 millimeters cubed. Okay, looking at the second example. So the only thing you really need to be careful about with any type of sphere problems is that you're actually given the radius. So 15 is the diameter because it goes all the way across. So to get the radius, we just divide that by 2, which is 7.5. So now that I have my radius, now I can go ahead and use my formula. 4 times pi times the radius, 7.5, cubed, divided by 3. So to get my answer in terms of pi, at the top we're going to do 4 times 7.5 cubed. You get 1687.5 pi on top, divided by 3. And then we go ahead and just divide here. So 1687.5 divided by 3, you get 562.5 pi. My units are centimeters cubed. To get the approximate, 562.5 times 3.14. times 3.14, you get 1766.25 centimeters cubed. All right, last example. Again, we are given the diameter in this case, so the radius would be 4, it's just half of that. So 4 times pi times my radius cubed divided by 3. So 4 times 4 to the third power, you get 256 pi divided by 3. And then just divide 256 by 3. You get 85.33 pi, which is approximately 267.95 inches cubed. Okay, so now let's look at a couple of the practice problems. Okay, so number 2, we're just finding the volume. In this problem, we are given the diameter. So to find the radius, it's just going to be 4.2 divided by 2, which is 2.1, and then using my volume formula. 4 pi times 2.1 cubed divided by 3. So on top we have 4 times 2.1 to the third power. It's 37.044 pi over 3. And then just divide here. Divide by 3. Should get 12.348 pi yards cubed. There's my answer in terms of pi. To get my approximate, so sorry, this is my exact answer. To get my approximate, just multiply by pi, 3.14. So that's about 38.77 yards cubed. All right. Number 6 is a review. So this is just finding the volume. This is a triangular prism. And to find the volume of the triangular prism, it's just the area of the base times the height. Okay, we don't need to divide by 3 or anything here because this isn't one of our pointy objects like a cone or a pyramid. This one we just find the area of the base times the height. Well, the base is a triangle, and the way we find the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So the volume is going to be 1/2. The base is 9, so times 9 times the height of my triangle, which is 3.9. And then we're going to multiply that by the height of the prism. So the measurements we don't need 7 and 5 because those represent these slant heights. We don't need that. 3 is the height of my actual prism. It's how many stacked triangles I have. So I'm going to multiply that by 3. So this total volume, 0.5 times 9 times 3.9 times 3, should get 52.65 inches cubed. All right, this last example, this is a word problem. So it says Marcus has been working on a large rubber band ball. When Marcus first measured the ball, it had a diameter of 5 centimeters. And over the course of the year, Marcus continued to add more. After 1 year, Marcus measured the rubber band ball and it had a diameter of 15 centimeters. We want to know how much volume was added onto the rubber band ball. So first thing we need to do is we need to find the volume of each one separately. Well, we're given the diameter. To get the radius, we just divide by 2. So 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So that's the radius of my of the smaller rubber band ball. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. So now I could find the volume of each one. So volume is 4 times pi times my radius cubed divided by 3. So 4 times 2.5 cubed is 62.5 pi over 3. And then we divide by 3. So we get an approximate volume of 20.83 pi. Okay, the second sphere or rubber band ball, we have a radius of 7.5, so volume is 4 times pi times 7.5 cubed divided by 3. So 4 times 7.5 cubed, get 1687.5 pi over 3. Divide by 3, 562.5 pi. So now if I want to figure out how much volume I added, we just need to subtract. So I'm going to take my bigger shape, 562.5 pi, subtract 20.83 pi. So the reason we are allowed to subtract these is because they are both in terms of pi, so they're like terms. So 562.5 minus 20.83, you get 541.67 pi, which is approximately, multiplied by 3.4, 1700.84 centimeters cubed. So since it's a word problem, I'm going to have a word answer. I'm going to say 1700.84 centimeters cubed was added to the rubber band ball. And you're done.